August 12, 1976. Las Vegas. Elvis Presley was about to experience a moment that would shake him to his core. What happened on that stage wasn't just another concert, it became the most emotional performance of his entire career. The International Hotel was electric that night. 15,000 fans packed the arena for Elvis's second show. He was in rare form, joking, flirting with the front row, hitting those signature moves that still drove crowds wild after 2 decades. Everything was going exactly as planned. Until it wasn't. Halfway through his set, right after finishing Hound Dog, Elvis noticed something unusual. In the third row sat a young woman who wasn't screaming or reaching for him like everyone else. She was just sitting there, tears streaming down her face. But these weren't the typical fan tears. This was something different. Something that caught Elvis's attention immediately. "Hold on a second, folks," Elvis said, stopping the show. He pointed directly at her. "You, darling, in the blue dress. What's your name?" The spotlight found her. 15,000 people turned to look. Her name was Jenny Martinez, a 19-year-old college student from San Antonio who'd saved for months to afford this ticket. She was trembling as security helped her onto the stage. Elvis put his arm around her shoulders. "Don't be nervous, honey. Tell everyone where you're from." "San Antonio," she managed to say, her voice shaking. "I love Texas," Elvis said with that famous smile. "Now, Jenny, I saw you crying down there. Want to tell me what's wrong?" Everyone expected the usual response. That she loved Elvis. That this was her dream come true. But what Jenny whispered next changed everything. She leaned close to Elvis's ear, and though the stage microphones barely picked it up, she said, "My little brother Miguel died last month. He was 8 years old. He had cancer. The last song we played for him before he died was Love Me Tender. You helped him not be scared." Elvis froze. The smile vanished from his face. He looked like he'd been hit. "What did you say, darling?" he asked, his voice already breaking. Jenny, realizing the microphone had caught her words, started crying harder. "My little brother, he loved you so much. When he was dying, we played your music for him. It made him peaceful." The arena went silent. You could hear people breathing. "Your little brother," Elvis said, his voice thick with emotion. "What was his name?" "Miguel. Miguel Martinez. He wanted to be a singer like you." And then something happened that shocked everyone in that massive venue. Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, broke down completely. His shoulders shook. He gripped the microphone stand to keep from falling. Tears poured down his face. Charlie Hodge, Elvis's longtime friend and guitar player, would later say he'd never seen Elvis lose control like that on stage. Not once in all their years together. But something about Jenny's story destroyed him. Elvis tried to speak several times but couldn't get the words out. Finally, he managed, "Miguel. That's a beautiful name. I bet he was a beautiful little boy." "He was," Jenny whispered. "He used to sing Love Me Tender to our baby sister when she couldn't sleep. Even when he was so sick he could barely talk, he would still sing that song." Elvis wiped his eyes and looked out at the silent crowd. 15,000 people watching the most vulnerable moment of his career. "Ladies and gentlemen," he said, voice still shaking. "I want you to meet Jenny Martinez from San Antonio. She just told me about her little brother Miguel, who passed away last month. He was 8 years old, and he loved music." You could hear people crying in the audience. Miguel's favorite song was Love Me Tender. And Jenny tells me it brought him comfort in his final days. "I can't think of a greater honor than knowing that something I recorded helped a little boy not be afraid." Elvis turned to Jenny. "Honey, I want to sing that song right now, and I want you to stay up here with me. Can you do that?" Jenny nodded, too emotional to speak. "This song is for Miguel Martinez," Elvis announced, and for every child who's ever found comfort in music when they needed it most. What followed was the most emotional performance of Love Me Tender that Elvis ever gave. He sat at the piano with Jenny standing beside him. But here's the incredible part, Jenny began singing along. Quietly at first, then with more confidence. Her voice was sweet and pure, blending beautifully with Elvis's powerful vocals. Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. As they sang together, Elvis looked up at Jenny and saw something that would stay with him forever. For just a moment, she wasn't crying anymore. She was smiling. And Elvis knew that somehow, in that moment, she was singing not just with him, but with the memory of her little brother. When the song ended, the arena erupted in the longest standing ovation Elvis had ever received. But it wasn't just for him. It was for Jenny, for Miguel, and for the moment of pure human connection they'd all just witnessed. Elvis hugged Jenny tightly before she left the stage. "Thank you," he whispered. "Thank you for sharing Miguel with me. I'll never forget him." As Jenny returned to her seat, Elvis stood alone on stage, collecting himself. When he spoke again, his voice was different, softer, more reflective. "You know, folks, we all get caught up in the lights and the glamour and the excitement of a show like this. But sometimes something happens that reminds you what music is really about. It's about connecting with people. It's about being there when someone needs comfort or hope or just a reason to smile." He paused. "I've been performing for over 20 years, and I've been blessed beyond belief. But I want you to know that nothing, and I mean nothing, means more to me than knowing that something I've done has helped someone in their darks." Moment. The story spread quickly through Elvis's fan community. In the days following the concert, hundreds of people reached out to share their own stories of how his music had helped them through difficult times. Joe Esposito, Elvis's road manager, later revealed that Elvis started incorporating a moment of silence for all the children who are no longer with us into every concert after that night. Jenny later revealed that she almost didn't come to the show at all. "I bought the ticket months before Miguel got sick," she explained. "After he died, I didn't want to go. But my mom said Miguel would want me to, that he'd want me to hear the songs he loved one more time." She also shared that she had brought Miguel's favorite toy car with her that night, something he carried everywhere, even in the hospital. "When Elvis hugged me, I felt like Miguel was there too." In 1999, Jenny established the Miguel Martinez Foundation, which provides music therapy for children in hospitals. "Miguel taught me that music has healing power," she said. "Elvis showed me how to use that power to help others." Elvis, who died less than a year after meeting Jenny, never got to see the foundation. But friends say he would have been proud. As Priscilla Presley put it, meeting Jenny and hearing about Miguel reminded him of what his talents were really for. Today, over 45 years later, the story of that night is still told in music therapy programs around the world. The Westgate Hotel in Las Vegas has a small plaque backstage that reads, "In memory of Miguel Martinez and all the children whose lives have been touched by music." Elvis performed thousands of concerts in his career. He sang for presidents and massive crowds. But when people ask what his greatest performance was, many who were there that night will tell you it wasn't a song at all. It was the moment when the king of rock and roll let himself be vulnerable enough to cry for a little boy he never met. And in doing so, he reminded everyone that music isn't just about entertainment. It's about love. It's about connection. It's about an 8-year-old boy named Miguel who found peace in a song, and a 19-year-old girl named Jenny who made sure the world knew about it. If this story moved you, hit that subscribe button and share this video with someone who needs to hear about the power of human connection. What song has helped you through a difficult time? Let us know in the comments below.